TV bar, 20 out to the mall.
When you think of the greatest movies or trilogies or quadrilogies or franchises of all time, or like one of the greatest characters of all time, you probably sorry. Okay, when you think of the greatest characters or franchises or movies of all time, you know what probably wouldn't come to mind? The Planet of the Apes. Now I'm only gonna talk about like the newer films from 2011 to now, because I haven't seen the older ones. But like when you like you know what I'm trying to say. Like when you think of like the best characters or movies or franchise of all time, I feel like Planet of the Apes is just one that doesn't come out for some reason, but it definitely should because this franchise, the new four new films, bro, they all hit on such a level. Like some stronger than others, but like they're all really good movies. Like they're all great. Like honestly, first one 9 out of 10, second one 8 out of 10, third one 10 out of 10, and like the fourth one is probably like an 8 out of 10. Like they're all great. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I kind of did grow up on these movies. I remember like 2011, 2012 watching the first one, and like I thought I fell in love with them, man. The first one was great. The second one was just as good, maybe a little bit. Well, I wouldn't say it was as good as the first one. Now, for me, I know a lot of people love the second one. I do too, but I just don't think it's as good as a lot of people say. It's still great though. Now the third one, bro. The third one gets a lot of hate. I see people not calling it a masterpiece. Okay, maybe it's not a masterpiece, but like I see people hating on it, saying it's the worst one, saying it's mediocre or like unsatisfying. But like, no, bro, this movie is amazing, bro. It's probably the best one. Like, because the third one is literally just about Caesar and the apes. Like the other two, it had human characters in them, and like they were good. They're not as interesting as Caesar. And when the third one is literally just about Caesar, it just hits on a different level than the other two. And the fourth one, the newest one, was not as good as the last three, but it was still like a very good story. Like the characters, it was fun. Noah was a decent character. Like the stuff is still good. Like it's nowhere near like a downgrade as it should have been. Like it could have been a terrible downgrade. It could have been awful, but like it's actually like a decent, good movie. Like yeah, and the villain of course is interesting. Price Caesar, of course. You know the What a Wonderful Day. Like come on, now. It's a good movie. It's just not as good as the other three. It definitely doesn't hit as hard as the other three, but it still hits when it needs to. In the action sequences, the way it looks, it's CGI, it's all good. Like it hits in those aspects. And Caesar himself is legit just one of the greatest characters in fiction or movie history of all time. We legit see this. We like see him be born in the first one, and then we see his death all the way to the third one. Like we literally see him be going from boy to man, and like to legend in the fourth one. It's like it's amazing just how much they did with Caesar, honestly. And of course the motion capture, everything about it, just amazing. Like Caesar is just one of those characters that stays with you long after you finish, finishing his story. Like Arthur Morgan, Iron Man, Logan, like characters that just stay with you for a little bit longer. And like Caesar was just such a great character, and like some of the stuff that he went through, like losing his family in the third one, and then in the first one we see him like being outcast a little bit, like he wants to like join in, but like he doesn't really know what to do. But like he grows in the first one, like he goes from one like he's like goes from like an innocent little ape to like a full rebellious leader. Like that's such a great arc. But like not only are the characters great, like the villains and like the characters like Rocket, Maurice, Koba, Proxima Caesar, Noah, Caesar, like they're all great characters. But like one thing like these movies like also kind of bring, especially like the third one. The third one legit is like such one of my favorite movies of all time. The third one is such but the third one is legit. Might be considered a masterpiece. If it was a bit faster, it's just a bit too slow at times. You can definitely feel the pace, but like honestly, it's just great. Like seeing Caesar go on this revenge path, when he almost kills the general or like the lieutenant or whoever, the guy, but like he decides not to in the end. Like that is such a great scene, and like what he loses in that one and everything he goes through, and then he dies. It's like, oh, sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it. But yeah, it's such a great movie, and like everything, bro. Like it all works out in the end. It's like Wow, like these movies, like the third one especially, could legit make you cry. Especially like Bond Boy Luca, bro. Like when for every time I see Luca, bro, especially that scene where he's like puts the flower on the little girl, bro. Like that legit almost makes me cry every time. Like especially when he dies like 2 minutes after that scene. Legit, but like, I don't know how I don't know how they make you feel emotions for CGI characters on this aspect, like especially like CGI monkeys, like CGI animals, like wow, you also see like the emotion in their eyes and everything, their movements, like it's legit like perfection.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything.
Maurice and Rocket were like one of the more like the MVPs of the movies, bro. Like they were always there by Caesar's side. Even Rocket, who was first in the first movie, was kind of like a bully rival to Caesar. He eventually became his brother, his follower. He followed Caesar, whatever, you know. Like he was like, yeah, he was a real one. So was Maurice. Maurice, bro, he was there since the beginning. Like even before like they got infected with the thing that made them smart. Like, even Maurice was still there for Caesar. He was there in the first, second, third. Like he's always been there for him. He was there and he's also in like in his last moments. And like also one thing that these movies also have is some emotional scenes, bro. Like I know we talked about Luca, but one scene that also gets me is the one where Caesar finds his son, bro. Like that scene hits too, bro. These movies just hit on a different level. These movies are just on a whole nother level that I don't think a lot of movies today are really on. Or like even movies on the past when they were coming out. Like these movies just hit so much, but like they hit you. It's like the first one hits you in the stomach. Then the second one hits you like right here. And the third one just hits you everywhere. And the fourth one only hits you like in the shoulder. But like it still hits. But like yeah, they hit. All of them hit. If you haven't seen them, bro, go watch them. They're amazing. The fourth one's not as good as the other three, but like it's still good, and it deals with Caesar. Like, the opening in the first one, beautiful stuff. Like Caesar's funeral, seeing Marie's rocket. I never got a chance to see the other three in theaters. So watching like Caesar, Rocket, Marie's all in that in the theater for the first time there in the big screen, it was great. It was great. It was beautiful. But yeah, the fourth one's still good though. But like yeah, definitely not as good as the other ones. But yeah, good nonetheless. But like yeah, if you haven't seen them, go watch them. They're really good movies. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Now that I finished talking about Planet of the Apes, which if you haven't seen them, again, go watch them. But I know I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I have two other channels now. If you are interested, and I promise I'm gonna upload a little bit more. Maybe not like every week. Okay, probably every 5 days, maybe. Hopefully, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and bye.
Anyways, my broskies, I gotta bounce.